And if I was a high school coach, it'd probably be one of the main things I'd use in my offense, and it's really simple. And it's a tag. It's a term. We used a term at FAU and here. That relates to flat and fast. One word that means flat and fast. It's telling the back what to do. And what we're doing when we're doing that is we're switching the responsibilities of the back and the quarterback. Switching the responsibilities of the back and the quarterback. What I mean by that is, just think of normal inside zone, okay? Normal inside zone, the quarterback's reading the defensive end. Defensive end stays wide. He's going to hand it to the running back inside. Defensive end squeezes. He's going to keep the ball going outside. Well, when you do this, everything is opposite. So the back goes opposite and flat and fast. So right here, we're arcing the field defensive end. The tight end's arcing for the widest defender. All right, we're going to arc him. The quarterback's reading him. If the defensive end can take the quarterback, if we can outflank him with the speed, then let's outflank him with the speed and give it. If he thinks then he's going to take the running back, then you keep inside zone back the other way. So right here, we're just arcing the defensive end. We got inside zone back the other way. We feel like we can outflank them. We got a big play on the perimeter. Now, one thing this quarterback's doing is he's shuffling over a little bit too far. He's getting too far behind the block of the inside zone. We need him to be able to get back here, play side. All right, he's too far backside of this darn near power read. All right, so right here, good job. This is what we want to do. FIB, get the formation into the boundary, 3 by nub, read that defensive end. We can outflank it. Let's give it. We got a speed player, bring that ball to the block. Stretch that defender wider, bring the ball to the block. That way, if you turn up too quick, what's going to happen? The defensive back's going to fall inside. What's going to happen? Tight end's going to get called for a holding. That's not the tight end's fault. Tight end's doing everything he needs to do. So how do you avoid those holding penalties on the perimeter? You work ball to block drills. Unlike we're doing right here, he needs to take the ball all the way to 40's ass and then get vertical right there so then they can't fall off and we'll get even bigger play. All right. Sorry to all my Marshall fans. All right, this hurts, but we'll put some good stuff on them on other teams here this year. All right, so this is doing it against Marshall, but we're doing a little flat and fast. We got counter going into the boundary. All right, we got counter going into the boundary. GY counter. All right, the quarterback's just going to read the edge right here. Right here, pre-snap, that Mike, he's a little outside the box. I don't think that the running back would be able to outflank him. Okay, oh shit, oh crap, we got pressure going on right here. We might be able to until that defensive end jets straight upfield. He jets straight up. I'm reading that area, that C-gap area, not necessarily a person. This one's a little more complex. All right, so this is 400 level class. All right, so you're reading that C-gap area. That tells you then keep it back the other side. We got GY counter back the other way. All right, with your quarterback. Now, the negative is you're running your quarterback inside. And obviously, depending on, what type of system you run, you may not want to do that too often. Depending if your quarterback is your best player, you may want to do that, So different ways to get different people the ball, then we all know how. All right, so is this what I think it is? Is this? Yeah, so this is the answer. And I think this is important for offensive and defensive coaches, obviously, to know. But how do you stop it? What's the answer to it? You know what I mean? So obviously, when you can tell the back is flat and fast, that's a key. But we do a good job right here. We don't really tip it off. Our back's behind the quarterback's toes. He doesn't show anything. All right, but they knew, when we got in this formation, we've been doing it in this game. So they started to do a little TE right there. All right, so then the tackle loops out, in folds, that tells the quarterback to give, but then he's giving it into a 3 technique, looping back right there to make the play, especially into the boundary. If you can get outside of it to the field, you got a chance, but into the boundary like that, it can be a little tight. So it's always good to know the positives and the negatives with things. All right. So again, it's not always good. Did someone just ask something? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Let me have you tip your screen up just a little bit.
Oh, tip my screen up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There we go.
Y'all seeing the video, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, I got you. All right. So I could care if you're looking at me. We're reading the D end here into the boundary. All right. We got this. Again, this isn't me. This is other people right here. This is Rich Rod back when he was at Ole Miss right here. But obviously he does some good quarterback run stuff, as we know. All right. So right here, instead of it being flat and fast, All right. Like I said, the answer to, if you can stop it, one of them is to mesh charge and blow it up. All right. So what's the answer to mesh charge is now pitching same side. Okay. So imagine if this boundary defensive end right here, all right, you know, he wants to mesh. First of all, they probably think it's going up top because the back's flat and fast and he's thinking they're reading the field end. But really now we're reading, we got GT going back to the field. We're reading this boundary defensive end. He squeezes, we can outflank him, pitch it to the boundary. Easy 10 yards right there. All right, get it to your back into the boundary. If that defensive end jets upfield, quarterback's keeping GT back to the field right here. All right, there's a good look at it. Defensive end squeezes. Can we outflank him? Do I think if our running back gets outside of him enough that we can outrun a defensive end? Yes. Okay, then pitch it. If not, quarterback, keep GT back to the field. This is the answer to mesh charge. This is the answer to mesh charge. All right, so here's another good look. Okay, we've seen this one. They, this is the LSU's national championship year. Ole Miss ran it all up and down them, but still got their ass beat. We're reading the 4-eye here to the field. Really, technically, should pitch it, right? 4-eye squeezing, so pitch it, right? We outflanked him, so he should. Quarterback gets a little greedy, wants to keep it. That's fine. All right. We actually get two guys washed up on the 4-eye. Patrick Queen over scrapes. All right. Quarterback does a good job getting vertical right there. And when you're that fast, you shoot, get your best player the ball, right? Good stuff. Let him run. Let him do what he does at UCF. All right. Here's another version of it to the field. All right. So they've been running arc. They're running inside zone to the right here. Okay. But since it's a 4-eye, okay, they're running arc version of it. All right. So what they're doing is they're arcing this tight end. All right. This back's going to go flat and fast. We're going to read the C gap area, right? Okay. Until they go odd tight or okie or whatever you call it. All right. Now you got a B gap player. So widen your split right here. Let's savvy by that tackle. Who's he aligning off of? You, the tackle. All right. This is in college and stuff. All right. So he's a 4-eye. He's lining off of you. Widen it out. So then now they're going to jab it. And they're going to arc it for the backer. All right. Now we're reading the 4-eye right here. Can we get outside of it? Yes, he does. Great job. Now we got to play. If we can't, then the quarterback, then keep an inside zone back here to the field. Again, don't get too far over. You'll get too far behind the block. All right, but putting the 4-eyes in stress. Again, why do defenses go to odd tight? Because it's hard for those tackles to dig it out in inside zone. All right, you look at that's a 3, that's a load right there at the 4-eye. Yeah, any tackle is going to have a trouble cutting that off or getting any movement on it. All right, so don't, let's read them. All right, boom, exactly. Same play here again to the field. All right, again, it's an okie, odd tight. So now we're reading the B gap player right there, the 4-eye. We arc it. He plays wide. Quarterback keeps. That's a good job again, right? Don't get too far wide. Patrick Queen scrapes over top, and then our guard gets beat, so then we don't have much of a chance. All right, do it later in the game again. Same thing. He feels it's kind of close right there. They've seen it a few times now, and he's jetting upfield, but he still gets outside of it. Great job. We got a big play on the perimeter. Obviously, as you know, you get the ball on the edge, you got a chance to make some yards. Just got to outflank them. Art of war. Same thing there. All right, big play on the perimeter, just doing it to the field. Now, same play, different looks. Slightly adjusting it. He's looping out. Really should keep it. All right, but then late adjust to give him a false dual read. All right, so that's a good job by the quarterback right there, trusting it. Really good, big explosive play.